All right, y'all. I once again, the disrespect has raised its ugly head. The disrespect has raised its ugly head on the mothership, and so we're going to see uh, how it can affect the product. And I tried to tell Anton this months ago that this it was behaving that way to the guests was going to deteriorate the product. But they told me, hey, our numbers are doing great. Our numbers are high. It's great. Everything is great. Must be because they're continuing to do it. Anyway, let's uh let's listen to how they treated Miss Crimson Cure and the respect they showed her and Sister Kayla. Let's see how the respect they showed them.
Just
This
because women
is
are trying to
conflated,
get
and I'm
respect,
fine with it being conflated.
but
I'm fine with the conversation.
the humanity is what changes things. Like we're not just like squirrels or whatever. Um, the emotions, the culture, the all these
I
things
never
matter.
discounted any of those things, but then that expands.
I I've been talking with my mic on mute, so uh y'all gotta forgive me. Anyway, let me recap real quick. Because I saw that I had muted my mic, so let me say it real quick. Crimson came on the show, the platform, to bring some feminine energy. Um, Kay ran at her when she said, "Hey, there's three men on this panel that can talk for themselves." Crimson was giving that feminine energy so that it can balance out whatever was going on between Kay and Rilla. However, Kay is not going to allow that to happen. She's going to keep pushing Rilla, pushing and pushing and pushing, even if she got to push through the Sister Crimson. And I like her videos. She's got a lot of good videos. You can go check her out. However, like I said, when you have guests in your home, sometimes you have to accommodate your guests. You have to break some of your rules, the standard normal standards that you keep in your house to accommodate your guests, because that's what you should be doing is accommodating your guests. But they're not going to accommodate this lady. They're going to disrespect her to the fullest. Watch, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about.
Is that we are human. Men are not just out here operating as
What if you could ethically hijack you?
kind of sugar glider or why do I keep bringing this
Okay.
dolphin or whatever the case may be.
The sugar glider.
I don't know why I picked that one, but I'm just saying, like we can't be like, well, men since they produce sperm every day, they should just be out here. No, men. There are plenty of men that are extremely damaged, extremely hurt, extremely jaded, extremely on some other nonsense because they have been just out here doing whatever.
Do something about the women. Okay.
Okay, and since we're human, men and women. Women, I agree, men and women though. It's not that just
What is Kay talking about? What is Kay talking about? Crimson never said there are no every man is perfect out here. What is she talking about? And what is she trying to prove? And what is she trying to get accomplished? I don't get it at this point. You know what I mean? I don't understand what she's trying to do except create confusion. I don't. Anyway, hold tight. We're just getting started, y'all. Hold tight.
It's not that we neglecting the men, but we just was focusing on. JR, yo, listen.
no, but the thing
This
is,
is a crazy.
But if I may,
Anytime that it comes
look
to
at
like,
Now, so they're talking, right? They have a guest here. Like I said, normally if you have a program like this, normally you will concede to the guests, let the guests talk first, because you're trying to show appreciation to the guests that they showed up. But unfortunately, Sister Crimson, they have designated you as one of the family, and so now you got to sit through this hodgepodge of stuff happening here on the mothership. So anyway, let's continue because now Rilla is in the mix now, and it's really gonna get spicy.
No. Listen. Go ahead.
I got you. Yo, okay.
Oh, but when I told you I love you, it wasn't about love. Now you're telling me you love me.
Now, do you see that perfect black woman scenario? Just egg you on, put you, just push you until something you finally snap, right? Just pushing and pushing and pushing them, right? Forget the guests. Forget we got one guest here. This lady is really trying to be the voice of reason here. This lady is trying to be another voice of reason here. Forget that. Look at Anton. He's laughing. He thinks the whole thing is funny. JR, once again, man, is trying to ring the thing back in. But of course, these guys don't look at JR as somebody they need to listen to. If they did, they would listen to him, right? They would reel it back in, but they're not. So anyway, let's continue.
If I may,
Go ahead, Chris. Wait, hold on.
Once again, Crimson's trying to talk, right? She should be allowed to talk because she's the guest. Or the Kayla should be allowed to talk because she's the guest, right? That should trump anybody who's on the show regularly, right? Wrong.
Hold on, Chicago. Hold on. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
And so, in not typical, because I don't say all black women are like this, but a lot of them are, she got happy. It made her happy that she enraged this guy. He got enraged. That's a very serious situation, man. You know what I mean? Guys like Rilla are sitting in jail right this second because a woman said or did something to enrage the man and was happy that they did it and was looked at it as it was something funny. This sister is really embarrassed for her. She's like, wow, man, can't believe it. This is, what this has devolved into. Even this sister's laughing too. See, they all got a little touch of it. Except for the Crimson. She's the one, only one sitting back saying, damn, that is not the way you should conduct yourself. But anyway, what am I talking for? Let me let the mothership show how they handle people for themselves.
I'm gonna push back on you in this, bro, because you out of pocket right now.
I know, but they was talking though, so just go let them talk. Okay, really, just chill for a second.
Family business though.
It ain't about family business right now. Just chill.
Go ahead, Chris.
The only thing that I'm saying is that somehow my words are getting, or I don't know where this is coming from, where I'm saying, I guess somebody's trying to say that I'm saying men are never affected by anything ever, and they never can be damaged. I never said that. Let's make that clear. I never even insinuated. But
you said a whole speech, Kay. You said a whole speech that made it look like that's what she was saying. So that's why she had to clean this up.
But it could be that it isn't the sex that's breaking the men. It could be that there are other things going on with him and it plays out sexually for him, just like sometimes it happens with the men. That's going too far down the rabbit hole because it's not necessarily important. Go ahead. I'm quiet.
Okay, so finally, Sister Crimson got tired. She just said, man, hey, look, I'm speaking into a tornado here. There's nothing I'm saying nothing I'm doing is getting accomplished here, right? She realized that Kay is at that point where, she's just trying to create problems. Now, I'm glad that Sister Crimson is there to validate validate or you know, personify the situation that most men go through when they're dealing with somebody like this. And a lot of women, especially the educated ones, but not even the educated ones, a lot of them are like this, where they get to a certain point and they just, all they're about is just creating confusion, bitterness, anger, and strife. And Sister Crimson recognized that, and so she just pulled back and she said, why am I talking? Because I'm talking to people that don't want to hear what I got to say. So uh, she pulled back. Now let's see what happens after that.
What is it? What is
K, it's real time now. Come on.
Nah.
Go ahead.
It ain't even real time. This is real spill. Go Crimson. Can I ask you something? Respectfully.
Go ahead.
Is there ever a time where we gonna be able to ever keep the conversation on the women when it's about women?
What?
You have to ask the
Come on,
ones
Kay.
that are choosing the subject, beloved.
And
Well, the reason you can't do that with this, Rilla, is because
Nah, hold
when
on.
you start to dissect the conversation.
Anton, respectfully. And I love you, bro. You know I give it up for you.
Here we go with the love.
And I just want the
Now, she's showing, this is embarrassing for her because she's trying to be in a place where she's showing respect for men. And she has to sit here and watch Kay disrespect Rilla to the fullest, right? She's too scared to disrespect Anton. I guess that's her boss. Or JR, he's her boss. These two are her bosses. So she's too scared to disrespect them. So the only available target on the platform is Rilla, right? And I think Rilla has finally had enough. He's finally just had it. He's just finally fed up with it.
audience to pay attention.
To
Because
what?
when I'm speaking,
What?
when I'm speaking to
I can't
specific
get this
individuals,
really with ears. Okay, what?
I wish I had a bow and arrow right now.
I don't know, man. Maybe Anton is egging her on. Cause see, Anton's in his phone. Maybe he's sending her. Maybe he's sending her messages to provoke, telling her to provoke Rilla into this state of, out of his mindness that he's in. I think Crimson is smart enough to realize something's going on here. But let's see. Let's follow through.
Hey.
Probably give me a new computer tomorrow. I swear.
all you gotta do, listen, pay attention.
To what?
Okay. Now they niggas. You got a guest on your panel. You got two guests on your panel. Now they niggas. Right? Right, Rilla? Now they niggas. I'm not. I think Rilla is smarter than that, but I think Rilla just got pushed to the point. Kay pushed him to the point where he's tired. Kay never attacks Anton, not like you do Rilla. You never attack JR, not like you do Rilla. So Rilla realizes, hey, I'm the punching bag for Kay here. And so Kay just feels like she can just go off on me. He finally got it. And so now he's like, hell no, it ain't happening. I don't care if we got two guests or not. I don't care if they're female or not. I'm going to straighten this out today. Right? Now Anton's laughing, JR's laughing as this situation is unraveling. Right? Oh, it gets better. Don't stay on this video. It gets better. Hold on.
Don't speak. You're not the crypt keeper. Talk directly. Stand in your square. Move up the bed, Blase, Skippy, and
let me know when I talk to you.
Say
Let me
it
know when I address
directly.
Excuse me, there's nothing more disrespectful than somebody trying to tell you something. And instead of them listening, you trying to tell somebody something. And instead of them listening to you, they're talking while you're talking. Nothing more disrespectful. Nothing more disrespectful than being a guest on a panel where all of a sudden you thought you was with reasonable people, and then it devolves into this type of stuff here. Basically, Three Stooges pie throwing, right? But let's finish up. It gets better.
Chicago.
Let me know when I address you specifically.
Okay, address somebody because y'all gotta pay attention. What do they need to pay attention to?
Because I could have sworn I just said something to Anton,
I
and
don't
then
care.
I just asked something
What
to Anton.
K.
No, but who's saying?
So this is the point where JR tried to get K to pull up. But I don't know if Anton's sending K messages, egging her on to egg on Rilla. We don't know that. It's possible. We don't know that. What we do know is Anton really don't give a damn about Rilla, because if he did, he would not be laughing. He would be able to see the heat. I can see the heat coming off of this man's head, and I know it's about to get real ugly. But I guess Anton don't look at it that way. I mean, I guess the uglier it is, the better it is for the ratings or whatever. And JR tried again to get a hold of it, but what can you do when you're sitting in one place and the other person sitting in another place? What can you do? If they don't respect you enough to listen to you, then what can you do? Right? Anton has proven he don't respect JR enough to listen to him when he's going in on somebody like this. And Rilla is now showing that he don't respect JR enough to not go in, even when you got guests here. But let's don't take my word for it. Let's let the mothership run by itself. They'll show you for themselves how it go.
Hey, K, you gotta let him talk.
No,
You gotta let him talk.
wait, no, hold on. Y'all can't do that.
K, just don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
No.
Now, Anton just told Kay to be quiet, right? Look at that lip. Zip! Right? Because that's her boss. So she says, zip. She said nothing more. Right? She respects Anton. She respects JR a little less, but she don't have really no respect for Chicago Rilla. And Rilla finally got it. Right? So she's quiet. Now, what's Rilla's problem with the fact that Anton told her to be quiet? Well, his problem is that she should have been quiet on GP just for him. Rilla's like, I shouldn't have to need you to tell her to be quiet while I'm talking. She should be quiet because I'm talking, just out of respect for me. But he finally figured out, oh, she don't have no respect for me. So instead of going and saying to himself, this woman don't have no respect for me, and having it for him, for her, he redirects everything toward JR and Anton. Because they're the one trying to help him get her to be respectful to him. Instead of attacking her, he attacks these two. It's a crazy situation, man. It's a crazy situation. I tell you how they do stuff on the mothership is just crazy, bro. Okay, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Oh, y'all niggas wild. Like, I'm about to log off. Yo.
Now they niggas again. Right? Even your two guests, they niggas again, right? So now you insulted not only your cast members, but two guests that you got on the platform. Rilla, come on, man. You can do a lot better than that, man. But I understand. See, I understand Rilla, because Kay is always attacking you indiscriminately. She, even if she's angry at one of these two guys, she will take it out on you because she feel like you ain't gonna do nothing. And I see that you finally figured it out and you finally said enough is enough, right? I get it. But let's see what's gonna happen here.
Why? We trying to get you some space to talk.
No, hell no. Don't
They
ever
were trying to help you.
Hey.
Don't ever listen. Real spill. And I'm saying this to JR and Anton on everything I love and own, nigga. Don't ever try and rescue me like I'm a damsel in distress from a motherfucking pay.
There you go. There you go. Now, he thought it was funny. She thought it was funny. These two were like, whoa. Right? Here you got guests in your house. You ain't supposed to be arguing while you got guests in your house. You wait till those guests leave and then you start talking about it. you don't argue in front of your guests. But apparently on the mothership you do. So anyway, let's hear it all out. Let's hear Chicago all the way out. I'm sorry that you had to feel that way, Rilla. I understand though. I understand. It just was the wrong time to do it, man. It was the wrong time to come like that. That's something you should have done when you didn't have no guests, in my opinion, brother.
Real talk. Let her talk her talk.
Real, I'm
Let
about
us
to call
have
you.
her say. Yeah, you gonna have to.
Real, I'm about to call you.
That shit ain't cool, man. I know.
Now, Anton's about to call him. How many times has Anton went in on other guests? Not even on K, but on a guest. Anton went in on guests. Nobody called, picks up the phone, call Anton, right? Nobody says, "Oh, I got to reel you in." And even if when Jr. the few times that Jr. do try to reel Anton in, does he listen? Hell no. The times that Chicago tries to reel him in, does he listen? No. It's so funny. You can see how ridiculous Chicago real is acting, but you don't see it when you do it. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But I told y'all a long time ago, man, this was gonna happen. I told Anton this was gonna happen. I told you, you got a good product, and now the product you got out there is funny. It's tainted. It's not good. People don't want to get off of hard days of work, struggling and striving, and then go see black people arguing at each other. They just don't want to see that. They don't. I know you think they do, but they don't. But hey, go ahead and do your thing, man. Go ahead and keep doing your thing. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you. But that's okay. You're going to grind this thing to a halt, and then you're going to say, man, I wonder what happened. Oh, Chicago Rilla's fault. No, it was Anton, is your fault because you are the leader there. You the one that started this whole arguing at other people, like being disrespectful to other people. And maybe your fan base likes that. But you're going to crush the mothership. You're going to crush the Lapeef network. Going to crush it with this behavior. Then I guess everybody can go to your morning show and watch that, and then they can see you get two groups of people that you can destroy and people that clean your nutsack, because that's all I ever see getting on your morning show is people that's, like I say, hey, Anton, I'm from insert country, and I'm just like you. I feel like this is, your information is great. Right? If it wasn't for you, I'd be on a raft right now or whatever. Kudos to them. Kudos to you for giving them financial advice. But just because you're giving out good financial advice doesn't mean people should be disrespected. In my opinion, brother, that's me. But let's get back to the mothership. Let's see how they run things on the mothership.
Happening, like, oh.
And Kayla, if you
JR,
don't
go ahead. Let's keep the
Alright,
show
y'all.
rolling.
Yeah.
don't ever do that. Don't ever do that, fam. Like real spill. Don't ever
Alright.
do that.
All right,
For
real.
real, for real.
If you guys just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef. Let's talk. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you hit that like button. We definitely appreciate all the support on the super chats that came in. I definitely seen them, and I've acknowledged them. We always appreciate.
Now here's the awkward silence after Anton and Chicago really get off the platform for a minute.
Kayla. They're both just like.
Hey, Kayla. Crimson might be like a little bit familiar with it, but the one thing that on here is that sometimes it get a little spicy. You know what?
I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. I never know what's gonna happen, which direction it's gonna go in, but that's what makes the experience so great. Is that it's real.
No, Jr. Real disrespecting your God, disrespecting your guests is real. I guess in the black community, man, that makes sense. We're keeping it real. We're keeping it real. We disrespect our guests just like we disrespect each other. We keeping it real. And that's why do people want to get off of work, come home? They've been at work. It's a stressful environment at work. They got to come home and see another stressful environment of black people. They got their own household where it's stressful enough. They got kids on drugs, kids in gangs, you know, all kind of stuff. People, alcoholics, people they're dealing with all kind of different issues. Now, for entertainment purposes, they get to watch grown people and millionaires arguing with other people that's not millionaires simply because that person's a millionaire. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see how that makes anybody. But I guess it's a certain crowd of people that follow Mr. Daniels that say, well, I'm so happy that I can see black people down so bad that in everything I watch, every show I watch with them, they either selling drugs, they either selling drugs or doing some type of criminal behavior, or they just stupid people arguing at each other for nothing, getting nowhere. But there's always one Negro that is smarter than the rest of the Negroes that can, sit and judge them. It's just a mess, man. It's just a mess. But this is how they do on the mothership. I feel sorry for Sister Crimson because she really looked like she was really embarrassed about being on that situation at that time. And what is she gonna do? What can she do? Right? She's on their platform. They're talking about what they're gonna do. They're talking about all of this stuff. What can she do? Can she rebut? She realizes she's in a place where she has no room to stand. So the best thing she can do is just be quiet, sit down, and be quiet. K is K. I'm so happy I started all these problems. Whew, good. Like a lot of women do. They're happy when they start all these problems. Anyway, let me shut this down.
I get it.
I got to figure out what's going on. I just can't figure out what's going on through the show.
The same thing is always
I don't
going
know what's
on.
going on the last 15. I have no idea.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm so confused about Chicago. Like, what?
How was she confused about Chicago, bro? What is she talking about? All right. That's the mothership. That's how they treat their guests. I tried to tell Anton a long time ago, man, if you continue to treat your guests this way, it's going to hurt your product. And what Brother Anton told me was, oh, our numbers are great. They're better than ever. Okay. What can I say? I don't think most people are going to want to get off of work after being in a stressful work environment. And because I think most of the people that watch your program have a job. They get off of work, they watch it when they can. They're not watching 5 hours straight through. So they'll watch what they can, right? I don't think they're getting off of work out of that stressful environment. They got a home life that's stressful. And then on top of that, now they got to watch stressful black people on TV. I mean, on the internet. I just don't see where it's going to go into a good place. But that's me. That's probably why I'm not on the mothership. So, anyway, what y'all think? Y'all think that they were disrespectful to the guests? Y'all think that's cool? That they have guests on their platform and they just acted up? Y'all think that's cool? I don't. I really feel bad for Sister Crimson, man, because she came on there in good faith, and it's been a downward spiral ever since. But that's me. And I feel bad for the Lapeef thing, the whole mothership. I feel bad for them because they're so busy trying to get views that they don't see. They reckon their product. The product is suffering because of the way they're behaving over there. But what do I know? Those guys are millionaires, right? I'm Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht, right? What do I know? What do I know? Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think. Peace. Oh, never be the aggressor.